Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Q3 FY21 earnings conference call of Satluj Textiles and Industries, hosted by Stellar Advisors. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star, then zero on your touch-tone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Vipin Valami, CFO and Whole-Time Director, Satluj Textiles. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome you all to the earning conference call of Satluj Textiles and Industries for the quarter ended on December 2020. I have with me Shri S.K. Khandelia ji, President and CEO, Shri Ujjwal Singh ji, Deputy CEO of Satluj Textiles, and Stellar IR Advisors, our investor relationship team. The result presentation has been uploaded on the exchanges, and I hope everyone had an opportunity to look at the presentation. I will take you through financial performance highlights, followed by industry insight by S.K. Khandelia ji, and then we will open the floor for question and answer. Our operations are now operating at optimum level, and we are well equipped to capitalize on revival in demand being witnessed in the textile sector. During the quarter ended December 31st, 2020, the company reported a consolidated total income of 507 crore against 586 crore in Q3 FY20 and 473 crores in Q2 FY21. The effective capacity utilization stood at 85% on an average for our yarn business in Q3 FY21 against 68% in Q2 FY21. EBITDA during the quarter was 52 crore as against 62 crores in Q3 FY20 and 25 crore in Q2 FY21. Net profit during the quarter was 12 crore as against 17 crore in Q3 FY20 and loss of 5 crore in Q2 FY21. As far as leverage is concerned, despite COVID-19 pandemic situation since March 20, we reduced our total debt by 10 crore in 9 months ended December 20, with better working capital utilization and without availing any moratorium from RBI. Currently, the total consolidated debt stood at 862 crore, and the debt to equity ratio has remained below unity since nearly 2 years now. We also have sufficient liquidity with unutilized working capital lines of over 50 for sanction limit. We continue to monitor and ensure there is a sufficient liquidity and we are able to meet all our obligations as witnessing revival in demand. That is all from my side. Now I would request Shri Khandelia ji to share the business outlook and industry scenario, and then we can open the floor for question and answer sessions. Thank you, and over to Shri Khandelia ji.
Thank you, Vipin. A very good afternoon to everyone, and I thank you all very much for joining us on this conference call. And it is a matter of pleasure for all of us that year 2021 has started on a very promising note. So that's a good thing for all of us. As mentioned by Vipin, now we are running our full installed capacity of spinning. And capacity utilization in home textile division is also continuously improving. We have recently started cut service sales to retailers from our home textile division under our Nextera brand, which is yet to be formally launched. We have also started our 120 TPD green fiber plant, and the same is currently under trial run, and commercial production is expected to start sometime next month. Details of these developments will be shared with you by our Deputy CEO, Shri Ujjwal Singh ji, once I finish. Overall business environment and consumer sentiment improved much faster than what was expected earlier. The statement of my chairman in press release after Q3 FY21 results summarizes the position, and I would like to read it out. Quote, the decline in COVID cases and the gradual lifting of restrictions in India has witnessed a revival of consumer consumption. Prices have recovered lost ground, leading to an improvement in margins. Capacity utilization has finally reached optimum levels with the return of the workers. There is a renewed sense of confidence with the rollout of the aggressive vaccination program throughout the globe. While some portion of the current revival could be attributed to a pent-up demand, the growth-oriented budget of the government gives me optimism for sustained improvement in the performance of textile sector. Unquote. Initially, when the demand came after and during Diwali festival season for dyed yarns particularly, and that is for formal wear, we've had apprehension that whether it is festival demand only, whether it is likely to continue or not. However, to our great pleasure, it is continuing even after festival season. And now, going forward, there are many seasons from April. The schools are also likely to open, where we have the very large consumption of dyed polyester viscose yarn. We are one of the major suppliers of that. And similarly, there are Eid festival and so many other things are going to be there. For such consumption, yarn is normally taken from 15th February onwards. So that has already started happening. We are already having orders for the full February. So that's a good sign. So demand situation looks bright in coming months also. Exports are also doing well. Of course, on raw material front, though rates of all raw materials have increased, but we could pass on those to market in view of improved demand. In case of dyed yarns, there is always a time lag little bit, because in dyed you need to have advance orders to decide about the various shades and other shades. Though dyed yarns are always better than the gray yarn, but in this period of time, gray yarns have performed better than dyed yarn. But historically, dyed yarn always performed better and will continue to do so going forward. The effects of that will be visible because the orders of high rates and other things which we have taken will be visible more in the coming quarters. During this pandemic time of nearly 1 year, we have worked very hard to optimize our costs and improve efficiencies, and that process is still going on and should further add to our agility. On the back of our varied and value-added product mix for different end use, including non-apparel, and for different downstream consumption like in knitting, weaving, or any other purposes, our continuous product innovation, deep market penetration, and our presence across geographies, we are fully geared to capitalize on any opportunity which unfolds going forward. Now I request Updeep Singh Ji to add what I have said and Vipin has said. Thank you. Updeep Ji, over to Updeep Ji.
Thank you very much. And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We have, as Shri Khandelia Ji has said, we have started this year on a good note. And coming on the trial run of our backward integration of green fiber, so we have been under this process of trial run, and we have successfully underway. And the unit has got the consent to operate from the Pollution Control Board as well. So all our formalities are complete. So we should be commissioning the plant within Q4 of financial year. So the plant has come up well. I mean, the quality and the first grade, what we could make during this process of pre-trial is going on well. And we are very hopeful that we'll be very soon able to commission the plant. And the team has done a wonderful job in the absence of physical presence of Chinese engineers. and this has been done online, and this is one of its kind in plant, first its kind, which has been done online, and which will be commissioned online without the presence of a team of supplier engineers. Coming on the home textile front, this year, in this quarter, the home textile has also done better than previous quarters, and we have seen a lot of traction from the countries like US, UK, and even Middle East. In addition to that, we launched our cut service. We have sent our books on the cut service to 56 retailers in 15 cities so far, and we have got good response from them. So these are basically 3 collections as of date, but coming in the next quarter, we'll be launching another 13. So home textile as well has seen a good response amongst our customers across both India and abroad. And in this journey, we have added a few more ranges of our products, including sustainable products in home textiles. So we have a very diversified product portfolio within the category of upholstery and drapery and adjacent categories along with. So we see a lot of traction now going forward in this business. In addition to this, we have been able to synergize over the last quarter with our subsidiary American Silk Mills in US, wherein we have shifted some of our manufacturing, which was earlier being done in US or sourced from US, now to Satluj. So this sort of synergy will give us a lot of benefit, and the very purpose of acquisition is being served now. So this is what we have done so far in home textiles. We have taken in a big way, as I said in my last call, digital initiatives which have given us a lot of impetus in increasing our sales. We have developed digital lookbooks, digital sample library, and also use 3D visualization tools and sales assist apps, which have helped us to stay connected with the customers even during this year of pandemic. In addition, we have gone in for innovative products exclusively developed by our in-house yarn. That is a big advantage when customers look at a vertically integrated company from fiber to fabric or even made-ups, and we are able to develop such products in our home textile division. So, and some of the collections like Global Traveler, as you can see in the presentation as well, these have got good impetus from the customers. Then we have made inroads across the globe. We have got approval from companies like IKEA, Allen, Kravet, Voyage, as you can see in our presentation. So these are the few initiatives which have helped us to do better in the last quarter, and going forward we expect to have better results in the division as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on the touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. Participants, to ask a question, may please press star and 1.
May I request the participants to put on mute, because we are seeing a lot of background noise.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir, but the disturbance is coming from the line of SK Khandelia.
Okay.
From my line?
There is a background disturbance which is coming, sir.
Something is there. I'm alone here and nothing is there. And I'm using headphone. Is it okay now?
much less. Participant who wishes to ask a question may please press star and one. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may please press star and one. The next question is from the line of Rishabh Makija, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Thank you for taking the question. So in our earlier con calls in Q4 of FY20 and Q1 of FY21, we had expected some consolidation up to 30%. So have we seen any movement on that? And if yes, so when can we see the demand situation improving due to the effects of those consolidations?
So far consolidation is concerned, of course it has happened in retail and in the garment sector to some extent. But since the market improved much better than what was expected, on the basis of which we had given that about consolidation, but that has not yet exactly happened to that extent. And see, the textile industry has been doing well now since last few months. And I think that once the moratorium and all this is over, and let us see in the next year, will it make any the process forward, because the real test of the financial strength of individual will be known only next year when the entire working and everything comes forward. But the nature, definitely it is likely to be much less than what we expected earlier. Thank you.
Understood, sir. Thank you. My next question is about our BTM plant expansion, which was delayed earlier. Do we have any plans to restart the expansion now that the situation is improving? And if yes, what will be the capex there? Because originally around 215 crores is planned.
No. I think which expansion you are talking about? We have not declared any expansion earlier. And the expansion perhaps you may be talking is about our green fiber project. For that, I have already mentioned that we have already started trial run, and that is likely to be commercially commissioned in sometime next month. So there is no any other.
Yeah, I know. I was talking about that specialized yarn expansion which we had planned in FY17, which is delayed in Q4 of FY18. The 28,000 spindles. We had said that we will look at it after our green fiber plant expansion is over.
Maybe, but at the moment there is nothing on the card. We are examining different possibilities. So, but at the moment there is nothing on the card. Whatever was there, we have already in one expansion of 31,000 was completed in March 17.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That was completed in March 17, and after that, we have taken up this recycled fiber project only. We were exploring many other opportunities, but since you know that there has been pandemic, there has been the consumer behavior and preferences have changed. So we are having a relook on entire thing, and will do so in the due course of time. But as of now, there is nothing on the card.
Okay, understood, sir. My last question for now is what would be the expected capex for this year in addition to the normal maintenance capex which we do of 50-60 crores?
Can you reply this, Vipin?
Sir, the typical normal capex, what we assume is around 50 crore.
Yes, sir.
Maintenance capex.
Correct, sir.
I heard here 41 crores. I think we have already spent it up to
yes,
Q3.
We have already done.
Yeah, we have already done that, and that is for the regular modernization, debottlenecking, little adjustment here and there. Our project capex is separate. I think, Vipin, I am correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And next year, definitely it is likely to be little more because the things have improved. So we never stop the normal capex, which is required for keeping the plant healthy and up to date. So that will continue. So about 56 crore normally we do every year.
Understood, sir. Thank you for taking the questions. I'll come back in the later.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Nitin Agarwal from Shreya Advisor. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Congratulations on the good numbers.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sir, first I would like to know your views on this whole textile industry, man-made fiber, the policies of the government, and with regard to how this China plus one is going to affect India and the company.
Yes, there are many questions. I will try to reply everyone in short time. So far, textile industry is concerned, entire textile industry overall, it is doing much better than what was expected. Of course, in case of garments, we have still not reached to the pre-COVID level in the exports particularly. Domestic garments have also improved. Otherwise, yarn is doing well. Fabric is, of course, there is some challenges in fabric because most of the fabric goes for formal wear and other things. But home textile is doing well, yarn is doing well. And overall, if we take the entire picture of the textile, it is doing much better than what it was expected to do. And then if you talk the China factor, definitely it has started improving, and it has started improving position in India. Because every foreign buyer, whether it is brand or whether it is big retailer or whether it is anyone else, they want to have China plus one supplier definitely. And India definitely ranks high among them. Of course, in case of garments, we have little challenges of little smaller capacity and other things. But the people in the government to whom we have been discussing always and the government level also, there some sort of collaborative approach. So many garmenters may come together and they may take the bigger orders and something like that. So those type of things is happening. Then there are regional cooperations. So far spinning we are concerned, we hope that we are going to get good benefit out of that China plus one policy because Bangladesh is a big garment supplier to the world. And there they used to get the fabrics and other things from the China. So now the Chinese, this Bangladesh fabric industry has improved considerably, whatever they have. So the demand of yarn there has improved. And going forward, we are going to have regional cooperation with Bangladesh. That means since we don't have free trade agreements with any of the importing countries, but they have, so we will take the benefit of that to Bangladesh. We will be supplying yarn to Bangladesh in more quantity. They will be converting it to garments and will be exporting to the countries like European Union or others where they have the free trade agreement. So that is how China plus many policy is going to benefit us. Then another issue when it will come to cotton, I will tell you that the Xinjiang province cotton, which US has banned. So it is not only that anything made in China of Xinjiang province cotton cannot be exported to China, but anywhere, any product made out of that cotton, whether say if it is yarn made out in China but exported, garment is exported by Vietnam, that is not also allowed technically. But how strong implementation is there, but it is definitely impacted. And that is one of the major reasons that the demand of yarn from China, cotton yarn particularly I am talking about, and cotton blended yarn have been very strong. And that is how the grey cotton yarn rates has gone up very high, and that has also similarly other things. So that China plus policy is definitely going to benefit India. In case of home textiles, we are already seeing the traction. Some of the Chinese orders have already moved to the India, and going forward, this momentum will continue. So far, man-made fiber is concerned, government in the budget also has announced, we have been working closely with the government from our various associations, and the inverted duty structure, which is one of the biggest problem for MMF sector, is going to be removed, but the call has to be taken by GST Council, where it is already pending. Finance Minister as a chief of GST Council is already supporting that, but because of this pandemic and state and center dissolution of GST funds was the primitive issues which were taken so far. Now with the GST collection improving and reaching to all-time high, I think now this issue will be taken up shortly by the GST Council and will be resolved. The government as a policy has decided that there will not be any inverted duty structure, and that will be a big boost to the Indian textile industry, particularly MMF based. Second thing, there is increased realization among the exporters of garments that so far they are basically cotton dominated, and therefore their factories are not able to work for the full year. And for working full year, they need to run this MMF based garments also, which are basically winter wear garments. And for that, government is providing all sorts of help. For example, government has removed anti-dumping duty on PTA. Government has removed anti-dumping duty on acrylic fiber. So the government is now fully convinced that if you have to achieve a target of 320 or 350 billion US dollar by 2025 from 160 level, then definitely it is the only MMF-based industry, since government is interested in creating employment, and that is possible only by the textile industry. So that realization has been very much up to the PM level, up to the finance ministry, in the commerce ministry, in the textile ministry. So now they are pushing MMF in all the possible ways. So recently you must have seen gone through because production linked incentive scheme. In that scheme, 40 top traded global traded items of MMF based garments are there, and 10 items are of textiles. Similarly, the mega textile park government has already announced in 3 years they are going to set up 7 parks, and that will be for the big investments where joint venture can come, FDI can come. Those type of focus government is putting on the textile industry, and it is one of the selected sectors for the growth. Out of the 13 which finance minister mentioned in her speech also, textile is one of them. So the government focus is there. So I think I have explained to you about the textile industry, MMF based, and China. Have I missed any question?
No, sir, I'm very thankful you have given me a detailed answer, sir. I have a few small questions, not as big as this one, sir. Now this green fiber plant that is going to go in production in somewhere in March.
Yeah.
Sir, what is the kind of margins that this kind of product can enjoy?
No, you see, apart from the margin, of course, it is going to add to our margin because we are purchasing recycled polyester staple fiber, green fiber from the market. So naturally, there are variations in each and every supply because whereas once we will have our own fiber in-house, our regularity of quality will further improve. Though we take all possible precautions and that is there, but having our own fiber will add to our quality, our productivity, because our fiber can be engineered exactly as per our spinning requirement and downstream requirement. So that is going to give big advantage in productivity and efficiency, number one. Second thing, you all know that these days it is the time of sustainable product and sustainable manufacturing facilities. And again, there is the question of backward integration and traceability. So since we have our own fiber plant, we have the better traceability of the yarn, including the raw material. So we will be our supplies will be preferred in domestic and international market where such yarn commands premium. Of course, at present the demand for such yarn is increasing, but at present it may be little low. But going forward, there is going to be huge demand, and it will be only sustainable products. And of course, in organized sector, perhaps we are among only few people in India who are having such type of world-class recycled polyester staple fiber manufacturing plant. So it may add 1%, 2%. It is a rough calculation, but I personally feel that it is going to be a big game changer in the years to come for the surplus. Thank you.
Sir, I fully agree with you. Sir, do we have any plans to set up a large production capacity in the production-linked incentive scheme or in the textile park?
We are examining. We are open to all we have the resources. You see, you have seen our financial position.
Correct.
That's so strong. Our debt equity ratio is constantly going down. So we have ample scope to take all these opportunities. We are examining that. Government has yet to announce the details the exact details. Though that has announced the basic framework, about 11,000 crore is allocated to for this. But the exact details has yet to come. But we are definitely examining all the possibilities and all the opportunities. We keep on examining, and hopefully let us see how does it work out.
Sir, do you foresee with the revival in demand in exports and in domestic, there will be a margin expansion for the next 2-3 quarters?
I think that there should be. You see, but in textile there are so many variables, as you know, whether it is the raw material rate, whether it is the exchange rate, whether it is so many other things. Like at present, ocean freight is a big issue. Container shortage is the big issue in exports. So many things keep on coming, but overall, I personally feel that the margins are definitely going to be better going forward.
Sir, how big will be our home textiles in our overall scheme of business, say 3 years?
No, we are very bullish. We are very bullish on our home textile business. It's just a beginning. You see, we have the in-house. We are working on different plans, but I hope it is going to be a sector, a segment to be reckoned with within our overall revenues. So that is the plan. Otherwise, we would not have wasted so much time and resources on it. But we have placed our home textile business in a different segment now. As you say, I said that we have recently started this cut service that is directly to retailers, where we have developed a warehousing facility in our plant. So there are big plans, and that is likely to be a significant contributor to our revenues as well as to our bottom line going forward.
Mm-hmm. Sir, thank you very much for answering all my questions in
Thank
details,
you, sir.
and I wish you and your team the best of luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Participants, to ask a question, you may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Anik Mitra from Finarta Research. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good.
And congratulations for very good set of
numbers. Thank you.
Sir, I have a question regarding the new fiber plant. Sir, will the new fiber plant replace entire requirement of the raw materials what you are sourcing at this point of time, or what would be the contribution?
No. You see, our consumption is much higher. Overall, you see, we are not only in man-made fiber. We are in various products. And our total daily consumption of raw material may be about 300 tons per day, about that. That depends upon market condition, count, so many production pattern, all those things. So out of 300 tons, this plant is only 120 tons because we use a lot of cotton also. So our capacity, 1/3 capacity is in cotton and cotton blended specialty yarns like melange yarn, polyester cotton solid, and such other value-added yarns, which mostly are going to either to in domestic market to garment exporters, or the yarn itself is being exported. So out of other 2/3 capacity of synthetic which we have, there also we use, this will be a part, this will take care of our requirement of this type of fiber to at least 80-90% of this type of fiber. Virgin fiber requirement will continue to, because we buy viscose also, we buy acrylic also, we buy virgin polyester also. So total requirement of raw material is 300 tons and it is 120 tons per day. And out of that, perhaps going forward we have in-house plant. We may export certain things after blending, but those are the loud thinking at this point of time, because there is the much more better realization by blended recycled polyester staple fiber because of this sustainable issue, which is people and consumers are getting very much aware about that. So that may be an additional advantage. So that is there.
Okay. Thank you for your answer.
Thank you.
Sir, another question, like what sort of margin expansion we can expect from this particular plant?
1 to 2%, that is what I have said. No, we have not that way considered it like that, but 1 to 2% is likely to be there.
1 to 2%. Okay. And sir, can you throw a little bit of light?
But it cannot be overnight. It will take a year or two before we are able to achieve that.
Okay, obviously, yeah, sir. And sir, can you throw a little light on the PLI scheme of the government? I actually missed out. I am a bit late to join. Probably there was some discussion.
No, I have already mentioned about this production-linked incentive scheme. This scheme is not applicable. You see, the details are yet to be announced. Government has in principle announced it, and as a deputy chairman of CT, I have been discussing with the various ministries, and the scheme has been drawn, but it is still to be finalized and has yet to get the cabinet approval. In principle, that has been announced. So, as of now, what they have included, they don't want to include each and everything. They want the areas where we are weak. You see, in India, we are basically cotton dominated. So it is basically best for 40 selected globally traded top 40 items of MMF-based textiles. That is basically winter garments, basically sportswear, such type of thing. And 10 items of globally top traded technical textile items. So it is not open to each and every item. So these are the items of the future, which India is weak. So that scheme is directed to our incentives are very high. So it is for the 5 years as of now. So every year you have to increase the production by 25%, 50%, as they have given the different. But yet it is yet to be announced. Details are yet to be announced. It is within the government on this as of now.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you so much for these elaborated answers.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, you may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Dipen Vora, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir, and congratulations.
Good afternoon, please.
Another good set of numbers. You're giving positive surprises every quarter. Thank you for that.
Thank you very much.
So I had three queries. One is, I believe the MEIS scheme had been discontinued by the government in the middle, and they were talking of getting in a remission of duties on taxes or some road tax or something of that sort. So I just wanted to get your views on how does that impact the company, and where do you see that coming in the future?
So you were telling 2-3 questions. It is only one.
No, sir. This is one. The next question I had was on Nestara, and what is the plan of the company in terms of taking it to the next level? Because I think we've already invested quite a bit, and we made some good progress. Your presentation talks a lot about where you are. So I just wanted to get a sense on what is the future prospects for this brand.
Okay. Any other questions?
No, sir. This is it for now.
So now, first of all, let me reply you about your MEIS. You see, it is still going on. It has not yet been replaced. Government had earlier given the date, but government could not come out with the details of ROTDEP scheme, and that is still being worked out, and it will be rolled out in stages. It will not be possible for the government to roll out for all the products at a time. But some of the textile items have already been included for early rollout. But till it is not rolled out, MEIS scheme will remain in force. So as of now, up to 31st March, that is there, and let us see then how does it work out. But whatever MEIS is there, that is going to be included in RODTEP scheme. That is our understanding as of now. Regarding Nestara, I will request Updeep Singh ji to give a reply to your question. Updeep Singh ji, you are online?
Yeah. So, thanks for this question on Nestara. So, we have just started the journey with the cut service. So, we have a long way to go, and we are determined to go in a big way, not in just as a sort of a add-on, but this would be expanded in the coming years. But it is a little slow process than a manufacturing oriented I would say business. So I think in next 2 to 3 years we see a lot of future in this cut service business. So that is why we are investing our efforts and money in this.
Noted, sir.
Because we need a differentiated product. The market needs a differentiated product and service levels for this cut service business.
Noted. All right. So I think, thank you. That answers the question. And on the new plant, sir, any numbers that you can share in terms of saving that it will accrue?
So I have already mentioned that we are likely to get 1 to 2% additional EBITDA level, but it will take 1 to 2 year time.
Okay. And this will be at current utilization or rates, or will that only flow in when your utilization reaches a certain level?
No, our utilization is already full capacity is being utilized. And it is, the plant will run at the full capacity from the day one when we start commercial production. It is already trial run is on full production.
Okay, sir. Okay. All right, sir. That's it from my side.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and one now. The next question is from the line of Rishabh Makeja, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Just one follow-up question. Singhji sir mentioned in his address that we have got some business with big box stores such as IKEA and other stores. Just wanted to know if you can throw some light on this opportunity and how do you see it going in the next couple of years? And is it a part of our cut service business only?
Let me put the thing in perspective. I said we have got into IKEA. So IKEA, when we get it, we have been approved as a supplier for a particular category of product. So this business is going to be a big business when it comes in. I think it will take us another at least 1 quarter to get the first business in. So it was a long process of almost 1 year to get the approval at the company level and at the product level. So that is concerned. As far as the other parts I mentioned, SN and LN, yes, there we have got the business through our subsidiary American Silk Mills. So that is also going to be a good business because that company is a big retailer big converter in US. So similarly is the case with Crate and Barrel and Home Box. So these all businesses are through, Crate and Barrel is through American Silk Mills and Home Box is directly with us. So there we are getting the business, and I think in next 2 to 3 years, all these companies are going to be one of our major customers going forward.
Understood, sir. Thank you so much. That's it from my side.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, you may press star and one. Participants who wishes to ask a question may press star and one now. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may please press star and one. The next question is from the line of Ravi Jain, an individual investor. Please go ahead. Mr. Jain, may we request you to please go ahead with your question? Mr. Jain, may we request you to unmute yourself if muted from your handset? As there is no response from the line of Mr. Jain, I have muted his line. Participants to ask a question may please press star and one now. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, you may please press star and one. As there are no further questions, I would now like to hand the conference over to Mr. S.K. Khandelia for closing comments.
Thank you all once again for joining us on this conference call. And to conclude, I will simply say that we are very much optimistic about future demand and margins, and thus hope to have improved performance going forward and I wish you all a very bright future ahead after this patch of bad year 2020. So thank you so much.
Thank you. On behalf of Pledge Textiles and Industries Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.
Thank you. Thank you.